here, so we know where is the joint. The bones is here, so I cut on the side of the bones. It's not of meat here. And you join both. And you have your two pieces of front leg, or back legs. We put the same operation here. Just so you have a mark, the knife, the bones, the incision, cut around here. And you have the 4 pieces of the back legs. The front legs, 1 piece, 2 pieces. So you just have to cut in the middle. 1, 2. Same thing here. So we have 4, 4, 4. Now we can make 4 pieces with the saddle. Okay? You can cut with the bones, cutting the bones in 2 and the bones in 2 again, or you can debone it. Okay? Personally, I prefer to debone it. First one, the cuisson is more regular with the other piece. And also, when you cut these bones, very often you have some sheep or bones, small piece of bone will fly in the meat. It's very unpleasant to eat rabbit when you have a small piece of bone. So every time it's possible, I choose to debone it. Classically, we don't debone it. Classically, we just cut it. Okay? But a bit more work here, should be fine. When you debone, try to get a nice picture in your head of the bones, the way the bones are done. They are going to help you. There you have to do a rabbit, they want a quail, they want a chicken. You will go back to what the bone structure will be. Okay? I could be a chirurgeon. Chirurgeon? Surgeon? Surgeon. I could be a surgeon. I have the knife, I have the ability, and I have the writing. You should see my writing. I'm writing the document. Okay? I decided to be a chef because I know my customer will never complain. Surgeon don't have this luxury, so it's why I take the job. You see? I cut rabbit, lobster, never come back and say, I don't know, you don't cut me correctly. So you take the easy job. There. So now I can do 2. Got it? And you will have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. 16 pieces. Each customer will be one, will have 1 of each. Next. Everybody happy? No, because this one is a la moutarde, we make some painting by using some whole grain mustard and some Dijon mustard. Combine them, and we to brush a piece of rabbit with that. And that will be the marinade. So you can do that a few hours in advance. If you have small piece of rabbit like that, it doesn't have to be 24 hours. But if your rabbit is a bit bigger, yeah, sometimes it takes. Or if it's a white rabbit, you will put more. So just like that. So what is mustard? Sorry? Seed from which plant? What's the real name of the mustard plant? It's called mustard plant, but it's called Seneve. So it's a grass we grow everywhere in the area of Dijon, on the Rhone. And it's interesting to see from where it's coming. It's because the Rhone river is a river we have used to transport the spice for many years. Okay? All the spice coming from India or China everywhere were going through the sea and going in Europe following the Rhone river. And from the Rhone river they go to the Rhine. So people who live in Burgundy have access to all this spice for pretty cheap because they were coming on the ship directly here. So one way for the ship to pay his pass to the city, he had to pay some money or some spice. When people start to be able to travel through the ocean, it was cheaper to go around France than to go across France, because every time you pass a new city, you have to pay a tax. So people start to travel outside, make the tour by the Atlantic side. So the spices start to disappear or be very expensive in this part of France. So they start to use what they have around. They have the STL, so they start to prepare the mustard with it. And that's a long time ago. And at this time they were not used to all the finer things. So they say the mustard, to be called a Dijon mustard, it has to be done with yellow, with brown or dark mustard seed, because you have different kind of seed. And the seed has to be old seed immersed in acid. It can be vinegar, it can be white wine, it can be verjus, and only after that they will be crushed. But they never mention the seed has to come from France. So Dijon mustard that you have here could have been done here in the state with seed from the state or the seed coming from Canada or from east of Europe, and it's correct to call that a Dijon mustard. That's the only produce we have this kind of mistake. All the other ones who have a French name have to be done in France. If you take champagne, champagne has to be coming from France. And the French people are so strict on the naming. Like a few years ago, it's a French company will create a perfume and they call it champagne. The French people will do the champagne wine, bring them in court because they use the champagne name for something else than champagne. So the French court give them right to the champagne producer. So you can buy this perfume everywhere in the world except in France. In France, you cannot buy this produce because you get the name and the name is not correct. The fact to be so strict on that and to protect French cooking. Because the fact we say, if you put a menu and you say on the menu, it's Bordeaux sauce, it has to be done, Bordelaise sauce, sorry, it has to be done with Bordeaux wine. And what's going to happen in France is people will come from the government, two people, one for the health inspection and one for the tax. They travel together, they close it, stop in front of your restaurant, look at the menu. Your menu has to be outside the restaurant. One of the reasons is that. So anybody can check them. And if on the menu you say, oh, you have a steak with sauce bordelaise, and you have something with a Périgueux, they will check, I want to see the bill for the Bordeaux wine, and I want to see the bill for the truffle. If you have no bill for Bordeaux wine, you have only two solutions. You buy them on the black market and you have no bill, you don't pay a tax, you have a fine, or you don't use Bordeaux wine and you pay a fine. That force people to use the real name for everything they're using. When here in America, names are not so well protected. Like we use olive oil here, we have extra virgin olive oil. What does it mean, extra virgin olive oil? First press. Not always. It has to be a first press probably, but some first press olive oil will not be extra virgin. They will be just virgin olive oil. So what makes them extra virgin? Chef, what makes them extra virgin olive oil?
I have no idea.
No idea, so extra work next week. Extra work. One time they press the olive oil, they measure the level of acidity, acid oleic, okay? And depending on the level, it will be extra virgin, virgin or olive oil. This denomination is only correct in Europe. Everywhere in Europe, that will be correct. In North America, extra virgin olive oil doesn't mean anything. So what that means, I can import olive oil from Europe in a big container, decide to pack them in a nice bottle in my backyard, and even if it's the worst olive oil in the world, I can put extra virgin olive oil packed in the US and active correct. So in Europe, the naming is very strict. All the names are protected and you cannot play with it. So if you buy, like here, it's coming from Italy, it's a product of Italy or it's packed in Italy, you know the extra virgin oil is extra virgin olive oil. But if it was packed anywhere else in North America, the meaning doesn't mean anything. So be careful of that. Know what you buy, and it's not because you have to use this one, it's because you know the price you will pay for that. And you have to understand what you're doing and what you pay for. So that's, normally we go in the fridge, but just to make sure the marinade go a bit faster, or act faster, I will keep it at water temperature like that. So this time we need to go to the sweet bread. Any question before that on the rabbit? On the mustard?